Good morning, class. Standard 9, 10, History and Civics. Today's chapter, the Civics chapter, heading the Union Executive, Prime Ministers and Council of Ministers. The Union Executive saw President and Vice President. After that, Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. Our constitutions, all the power have been vested on the Prime Ministers. He is the real hero. He is the head of the government, and President only nominal constitution head. But real work is done with the Prime Minister and his team, Council of Ministers. So there is a responsibilities of Prime Minister. Even the personality should be high. One want to become a Prime Minister, he must have some good personalities, attitude, educated, move with the neighboring countries and foreign countries, get a relationship, bilateral. So Prime Minister is a real executives. So the Union Executive, in that the Prime Minister, what are the quality he has asked? Let me introduction Prime Minister. Introduction. The second will come eligibility. Third one appointment. Fourth one tenure, terms. Normally Prime Ministers, any party, after the general election after 5 years, Lok Sabha been dissolved, the fresh general election will have, they will say different national parties or regional parties contest election from different constituencies across the country. In that, the party won the more seats, more MPs, like BJP, Congress, these are national parties. The alliance also, regional party alliance, like Telugu Desam Party, ADMK, DMK, Janata Dal, Secure Janata Dal, Democratic. Likewise, in that any party come to the power, any majorities, among that majorities, those who got more majority, more MPs, in that they will elect the leader. When they are assembling in the parliament, Lok Sabha, they will elect the leader of the house. That means the party head, and he is the boss, the leader of the house of the parliament, the Lok Sabha, as well as nation. So then he is the Prime Minister. When the Lok Sabha elected, party leaders are elected candidate, he is a Prime Minister candidate. Okay, fine, he won. The party also won. They will elect him as a leader of the house. He will become a Prime Minister. Then introduction. What is the introduction will comes? The Prime Minister is the head of the government and leader of the executive branches of the government. Under him, all the branches, so many branches, railways, information technology, defense, home affairs, foreign affairs, highways, so many, every what is activity happening in the India, everything will come under him. He will monitor. The Prime Minister has the described as the first among equals. Article 74 of Constitution of India states that there shall be a Council of Ministers with the Prime Minister at the head to aid and advise the President. So, the advice of the Prime Minister, the President will do all the works. He will guide the President. Whatever is happening in the Parliament, he will explain to the President day-to-day basis. She can be a member of any of two houses, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, but has to be leader of the political leader or political party having a majority in the Lok Sabha of the cabinet. Prime Minister is the senior most member of cabinet in the executive branches of government in a parliamentary system. He will look after everything and is having majority in Lok Sabha, as I told early introductions. This Prime Minister will come to the power. The party winning the more seat in Parliament, Lok Sabha, the party will choose the leader of the House. Leader of the House means the Parliament, Lok Sabha. He is become a Prime Minister. Normally, if elections happen, he is a PMO candidate, Prime Minister candidate, Chief Minister candidate. Likewise, the party itself, before itself, they decide. Before the elections happen, party will choose the Prime Minister candidates or Chief Minister candidate. Likewise, recently held in Tamil Nadu, the M.K. Stalin was a Chief Ministerial candidate. During the campaign, he was telling every people in public address system that I am the Chief Minister candidate. The party won, he has become a Chief Minister. Likewise, the Prime Minister also same thing. Now, eligibility of Prime Minister. The Prime Minister must be a citizen of India, be a member of Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha, be above 25 years of age. If he is member of Lok Sabha or above 30 years of age, if he is a member of a Rajya Sabha, anyone, the member of Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, anyone can hold. Not hold any office of profit, whether state government or central government, any state or under any local or other authority subject to control of any of the said governments. Any government office he cannot hold. Now, appointment. This is important. Appointment means when the winning party, President will invite them which party got more majority. He will decide whether it's a hanging government or whether it's a coalition government, whether a single majority government. So, President will decide after the elections. He will invite the majority party to form a government. He will invite them which party has won the more seats in the parliament election. He will summon them, invite them to form a government. Before going to President, Prime Minister chosen by party, then along with the Council of Ministers, list made by the Prime Minister and hand over to the President. Then President will give the oath of office to the Prime Minister as well as Council of Ministers, which list is given by the Prime Minister to the President. The Prime Minister is appointed by the President from among the majority party or the coalition parties in Lok Sabha. Now, term. The normal tenure of the Prime Minister to hold office is 5 years. It is subject to the enjoyment of confidence of the majority in the Lok Sabha. How long he has majority, along with his party MPs are there, he can enjoy as a Prime Minister. 13 days, maybe uh, 13 months or maybe 3 years. In between, any time maybe government fall due to no majority in the Lok Sabha. Any party members, own party members jumped to other party and joined. The majority number figure is, the magic number is down, so you cannot form a government. The alternative coalition government will be there. So this is the tenure of the Lok Sabha of Prime Minister. Now next I will come to the power and function of the Prime Minister. This is important. Power, normally we see in Prime Minister always during Corona COVID-19, you will give the public address in TV, news channels. You do this thing, don't get scared. Everything will give it to national purpose, you will advise. The Prime Minister is the head of the government. All major appointments of the Union government are virtually made by the Prime Minister. All the major decision making bodies like the Union Cabinet, Planning Commission, Cabinet Committee functions under his supervisions and directions, leads the nation all important issues. He will lead the nation the all important matters. For example, like even COVID-19, Prime Ministers every week, every 2 weeks, he will address in the national. You have to be, don't get scared. You are prepared everything. You will supply medicine. So many things will advise to the nation. Likewise, now formation of the Council of Ministers. Council of Ministers means according to each choice who is going to capable of that department. He knows his choice. Prime Minister choice, choose the ministers. He prepares the list of ministers according to his sweet will. He has the free hand in the selection of ministers. He has the power. The next, distribution of portfolios. Portfolios mean department like railways, defense, home ministry, foreign affairs, information and technology, highway minister, petroleum minister, shipping minister, telecommunication minister. So many ministers, that is called portfolios. So you will choose the close sight, good work people you can choose. What are these? Decides what department to be allotted to a particular minister. Control the working of the department of his ministers. If not satisfied with the working of the department, she can change the department of that minister. Distributes the department to ministers in a way they can work unit quite efficiently. So which department he knows, which work he knows, they will give that job. Like he is become a doctor, come on, go and have a health departments. If you have educationist, they will give education department. If you are a scientist, they will give the information technology type. If you have defense background, defense ministry. Likewise. Now removal of ministers. The minister can remove any time by the Prime Minister. Prime Minister say your department is not correct, doing proper job. I am not satisfied with your job. When Prime Minister say go and resign, step down from your post. Even though the minister is not stepping down as a minister, then Prime Minister can direct the President of India to dismiss him immediately. President has to do immediate, forthwith. No minister can deny. He has to resign. He has to step down after advice of the Prime Minister. The ministers remain in the office during the pleasure of the Prime Minister. If the Prime Minister is not satisfied with this working of a minister, or the minister does not run the department in accordance with the wishes of the Prime Minister, she can ask him to quit the office and appoint someone else in his place. That can be done. Next, leadership of cabinet. Cabinet means all senior members of the cabinet ministers. They will meet daily basis according to the Prime Minister's advice. When should meet? There often they will meet together to make a decision of the policy making. Normal like other minister they won't. Only cabinet minister, those who are appointed as the cabinet ministers, that is the top level ministers. There are 4 categories of minister is there. In that the cabinet is the first category. So they will have meeting with the Prime Minister every day basis. The cabinet functions under the control of the Prime Minister. He is called the keystone of the cabinet, calls the meetings of the cabinet whenever she likes, prepares the agenda for the meeting as well as controls it, presides over the cabinet meetings, leads the cabinet in the parliament, explain the policy and decision of the cabinet of the parliament, makes important statement on behalf of the cabinet in the parliament. Any policy they are making in the cabinet, he will explain in the parliament. Next, link between the president and the cabinet. This is the important, most important. Conveys the decision of the cabinet to the president. No minister can discuss a particular problem with the president without permission of the Prime Minister. The president can demand information from Prime Minister regarding the working of the administrations. He can demand. He cannot order. He can request Prime Minister do. Next, chief advisor of the president. This is also important. What I told, the Prime Minister is the head of the state, hero, is the real hero of the country. Now I am coming to that point. The President seeks advice of the Prime Minister on all matters of the state, inform the President regarding all the decisions taken by the Cabinet. Now, leader of the House. This also, as I told you earlier, after general election, they will choose the leader of the House first. Then they will choose the Prime Minister and take a vote. A leader of the House leads the Lok Sabha. As a Lok Sabha leader, he has to be sit in first row from left side. If you see the Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, the TV channel, parliament channels, you can see that the Prime Minister always sit in right in front of the speaker, of right hand side, facing opposition party. Right hand side, first bench is the Prime Minister's chair. Right in front of opposite directions, there is opposition leader of the opposition. He will sit right in front of the Prime Minister. Leads the Lok Sabha. The Parliament always depends upon the policy and guidance of the Prime Minister. Like chairman of the planning commission, whatever the plan, any plan they are making for national importance, he will be the chairman. Planning commission is an extra constitutional advisory body under the chairmanship of the Prime Minister. It covers all the spheres of activities at the center and the state level. All important decisions regarding the economic policy are taken by the Niti Aayog under the chairmanship of the Prime Minister. The new Ayog commissions. Nitya means daily basis. Ayog under Prime Minister chairmanship, he will control everything. Next, I will come to the Council of Ministers. This is also important. What Council of Ministers do? This is a Prime Minister. Under him, there is a Cabinet Minister, then Council of Ministers. In that composition, what is the compositions of the Council of Ministers? It is the executive organ of the government led by the Prime Minister. It consists of Cabinet Minister, Ministers of State and Deputy Minister, three types of ministers: Cabinet Minister, Minister of State, normally called short form MOS, Minister of States, and Deputy Minister. According to the Constitution of India, the total number of ministers is in the council of minister must not exceed 15% of the total number of members of the House of the people. That means total 552 members in Lok Sabha, that is people house. In that 15% the Prime Minister make minister. 15% members. The Council of Ministers must be members of Parliament. Any minister who is not a member of either the lower or upper house of Parliament for 6 consecutive months will be removed from his or ministerial post. Suppose any person, he contested elections, he lost it, he didn't win, the Prime Minister want to make him as a minister, he will make minister, fine, he has authority to make him minister as per the constitutional right. So that minister, that person must qualify for Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha within 6 months, whether he must contest election or he may nominate from Rajya Sabha. Otherwise, he is not selected or he is not elected, then he has to resign from his office. He will automatically he will become an invalid minister. Next, appointment. The Council of Ministers work at the pleasure of President and is therefore appointed by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister. This is important. At the advice of the Prime Minister only, President will give the appointment to the ministers. After the general election, the majority party or the coalition parties in the Lok Sabha elect the leader of the House from among themselves. The President invites the majority party or coalition party to form the government. The leader of the House is appointed as the Prime Minister. This is a procedure. When they elected who is the leader of the House, he will become a Prime Minister. Then President invite, as I told you earlier. The Prime Minister select the elected representatives of his choice of Cabinet, Council of Ministers for oath of office and secrecy by the President. After selecting the Council of Ministers, he will give the list to the President of India. Then President of India will give oath of office secrecy to the Council of Ministers. Different portfolios, departments, ministers are then allocated them. Once they take oath of office, the department or portfolio will be allotted later. Non-members appointed as a Council of Ministers must get themselves elected or nominated to either house within the period of 6 months of their appointment. Just I exit before itself I explained you. The size of such a Council has been fixed at 15% of the total members of the Lok Sabha as amendment, that is 91st constitutional amendment. It can be 82 minister, 82 member as per the amendments, but depend on Prime Minister is a wish whether you want to make extra a department to look after separate ministers. It is up to Prime Minister. Now, tenure. As per the Article 75 of the Constitution of India, the Council of Ministers hold the office of the pleasure of the President. On losing the vote of no confidence, the entire Council of Ministers has to resign along with the Prime Minister. Then the Parliament has passed no confidence motion against the government, the ruling government, that means Prime Minister and Council of Ministers, as we seen in Union Parliament, no confidence motions. In that, the past means the Prime Minister along with the ministers completely have to resign. Now, normally we say the Prime Minister is the captain of the ship, the Council of Ministers is the sailor of the ship. They swim together, sing together. Got it? When Prime Minister resign, along with the Council of Ministers also resign. Meaning of that, they sail together, sing together. That's a constitution's rules. When new Prime Minister comes, he will make a list, another list of the Council of Ministers and give to President and get oath of office done. Next, removal. This is also important, removal. Upon losing vote of no confidence motion in the Lok Sabha against their government, upon self-resignation, upon dismissal by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister for unconstitutional acts, upon direction from the judiciary for committing violation of law, upon ceasing eligibility to be a member of a parliament. He should not be involved in any criminal case, and he should not become a constitutional misbehavior, unconstitutional work, unparliamentary work he done. Ceasing eligibility have to be a member. He may be having two passports, he is not a citizen of India, and his document fabricated, forged. Likewise, they can remove from the post. Now I'll come to the category of ministers. In first category will comes cabinet ministers. What they'll do, cabinet minister, that is first category, higher level. Hold key portfolios, formulate policies and take decisions, coordinates working of all departments, small in number, that is union cabinet members, very small numbers, maybe 18 to 20 members minister will be there, union cabinet ministers. They will decide day to day with the Prime Minister. Any policy making decision they will make. Next, I'll come to the Minister of States. There is a below the cabinet ministers level. He the hold and the independent charge of the department or attached to the cabinet minister. He may work as an assistant, like Finance Minister Mrs. Nirmala Sitaram. One more minister is there, Mr. Thakur, who was the cricket BCCI president. So he is assistant to the Prime Minister, Finance Minister. Likewise, Prime Minister can do that. Do not attend the meeting of the cabinet. They will not attend the cabinet meeting. Only cabinet ministers only do the work. Minister of States or deputy ministers no way to attend the cabinet meeting. They will not invited. Only cabinet ministers. Very few. Now deputy ministers do not hold independent charge of any portfolio. Helping ministers attached to the cabinet ministers and minister of states do not take part in cabinet meetings. Same thing, minister of state and deputy ministers. Now, apart from this, there is a parliamentary secretaries. That is, all will IAS officers will work as a ministers under the minister, under the prime minister, like a chief secretary to prime minister, principal secretary to prime minister, security advisor to prime minister. So many secretaries are there. Appointed by prime minister, assist the minister in the parliament. They will do what are the policies they making, they will implement, they will issue the order to the whichever the policy, whichever the department has to go, they will send it through these secretaries. So this is three type of ministers: cabinet ministers, minister of states, deputy ministers. Under them there is a parliamentary secretaries. Normally these secretaries from IAS officers, government officers. Next, this is the most important. Often this question will come for your exam. Collective responsibility of the Council of Ministers. They are too responsible to the Parliament. The ministers individually and collectively. Suppose any minister did mistake, even Prime Minister will depend on them to save them. Suppose any railway accident happened, but by mistake it is happened by negligence of the workers. The railway minister will take the responsibility. Yes, I am a railway minister. The accident has happened. I will take the responsibility of that. So likewise, the opponent will demand resign railway minister, go out. Not only railway minister, any department. It may be happen in highway department. It may happen environmental ministers. It may happen telecommunication, maybe defense, a home secretary, home affairs, foreign affairs. So many things are there. Why the collective responsibility of the Council of Ministers? Article 75, para 3 of the Indian Constitution provides for the collective responsibility of the Council of Ministers to the Lok Sabha. It means that all they enjoy the majority support in Lok Sabha. If any decision of cabinet is defeated in Lok Sabha, the entire Council of Ministers shall have to resign, even if decision is related to single majority. It means every decision taken by the government is collectively approved by the Council of Ministers. All ministers defend in both within the outside the parliament. Inside also, outside also, they defend the government. Collectively responsibility ensure that there is no difference in the Council of Ministers is once a collective decision has been taken. There may be difference of opinions in the cabinet at the time of deliberation of policy, but once a collective decision has been taken, then all the ministers should endorse the collective decisions. They have to agree. Ministers should not express their individual opinion contrary to decision outside the Council of Ministers. Whatever the decision are taken inside the Council of Ministers, he has to express inside their council only. He cannot express outside the council meetings. Whatever these differences, he has to clear then and there itself along with the Council of Ministers. He will not open the mouth outside. If a minister has view contrary to collective decision, then she has to support the collective decision or resign. She can't oppose the collective decision and at the same time continue to be a member of the Council of Ministers. They cannot oppose the own party ministers. They cannot oppose the own ministry. So that means if anybody is doing, he will resign. Immediately he can resign. Next, individual responsibilities of ministers. This is much important. The ministers hold office during the pleasure of the President, Article 72, Para 2. They are individually responsible to the President. They can be removed from the Council of Ministers without assigning a reason. However, they can only be removed after the Prime Minister advised the President to do so. If a Prime Minister advised the President to do so, President can remove them. However, they can only be removed after Prime Minister advised the President to do so. Each minister is responsible of personal lapses, breaches of secrecy, and departure from official policy. What are the policy making? It should be secret. It should not be any lapses or loose talk coming and outside. We made this policy, though some people are there. Whatever happen in the house, they will come and tell outside. That told me this one, my grandmother told like this, my uncle told like this. Likewise, this also family type there in parliament. Whatever they happen inside, they cannot tell outside what is happening inside, what happened. However, they can only be removed after the Prime Minister advised the President. Each minister is answerable to the Parliament for the department under his control. He must answer all questions of the MPs regarding the functioning of his department. Suppose any clarification they want from the particular minister, the MPs can raise. That is called the question hour, normally called question hour. Kept whichever the question they want to ask, previously recorded that question, the Prime Minister, what do you call the particular ministers, there are three type of questions: star question, unstar question, and short notice. Three type of questions. If unstar means the minister must give the written answer. The star questions, the verbal answer you can give in the parliament. Short notice, supplementary, you can have anytime you could tell small matters. This type of. Now let me differentiate between cabinet and council of ministers. The distinction between the council of ministers and the cabinet is also important. Now first I will talk about council of ministers. It is a wider body consisting of 60 to 70 ministers. It includes all three categories of minister, that is cabinet minister, minister of state, and deputy ministers. It does not meet a body to transact government business. It has no collective functions. Its functions are determined by the cabinet. It is constitutional body, dealt with detail under the Article 74 and 75 of the Constitution. Its size is determined by the Prime Minister according to the existence of the time of requirement of the situation. It is collectively responsible to the lower house of the parliament. That means Lok Sabha. They are responsible to the Lok Sabha. Now we'll come to the cabinet ministers. It is a smaller body consisting of 15 to 20 ministers. It includes the cabinet ministers only. Thus, it is a part of the Council of Ministers. It meets as a body frequently, usually once in a week, to deliberate and take decisions regarding the transaction of government business. Thus, it has collective functions. It directs the Council of Ministers by taking policy decisions which are binding on all ministers. It was inserted in Article 352 of the Constitution in 1978 by the 44th Constitutional Amendment Act. It enforces collective responsibility of Council of Ministers to the lower house of Parliament. Individually, collectively, they have to responsible to the Lok Sabha, that is People House. So this is the chapter, the Union Executive, the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. If you have any doubt, you may ask anytime. Good morning class. Stay safe, stay home.